What's up, YouTubers? Johnny DIY here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this easy DIY under cabinet shelf. Now you can put anything on it. I've got cups and mugs, but you could use it for even an undermount microwave, or maybe you wanted to have a little bar underneath your cabinet. That'd be cool too. You can pretty much put anything on it. But if you guys are new to my channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe and the notification bell so you can get my new videos. Alright, let's get to this one. So we're going to be making the shelf out of this regular 1x10 pine, the top and bottom, and we're going to put a shelf in the middle. It's all going to be about 2 feet. Now instead of a fixed shelf, we're going to be using these shelf pins, so I just need to lay out some holes and drill those about 1/4 inch in. And then for joinery, we're just going to be putting a few pocket holes on each side of the top and bottom. I like to put a scrap underneath as to not damage it with the clamps. Gonna give everything a nice sanding before we final assemble, and if you have any pencil marks, you can go ahead and wipe those off with some alcohol or acetone. We'll use some regular old wood glue, put it on the end grain, and we're gonna let that soak in first, kind of like a pre-coat, because this end grain is going to suck it all up. And once that's soaked in, we're just going to put a little more on it. Any glue squeeze out, go ahead and wipe that with a damp rag. Alright, the glue's all set up. Now if you look right here, I have a little gap right here. That's okay. If you have any gaps like that, just take your wood glue, put just a little bit in that gap, and then save some of the sawdust from your sander. We're gonna put it right in there and let that dry. Then once it's dry, I can come back with the sander. Now that joint's nice and filled, and I can actually stain that since it's just the sawdust. Okay, once the glue is set up, now you can do your final sanding before you're gonna do your finish. Maybe you're gonna do paint or stain or varnish. You're gonna wanna go ahead and wipe it down with a damp rag, get off all that sawdust, and then let it dry. I tried some of this all-in-one pecan satin right here on the top where we're not gonna be seen, but it's a little pinkish for me. I think we're gonna be trying this satin varnish. Just go ahead and test it on the top. Yeah, so that's just gonna give us a nice clear finish. You want to make sure you stir your can up. Don't shake it, or shaking can create bubbles in your finish. So just give it a good stir before. You're gonna want to apply this with a brush. And you're gonna want to brush it with the grain of the wood, and you're gonna want to make sure you have a nice finish stroke on your brush before you move on to the next section. And then you can do multiple coats. If you wait overnight for it to dry, you're gonna have to lightly sand it before you put on the next coat. But if you only wait a couple hours, you can put that second coat on and it'll grab the first coat. Okay, so I think I'm going to be placing this shelf right about here underneath the cabinet, and I'm going to go ahead and screw it from underneath into the base of the bottom of the upper cabinet. If you were going to be putting something really heavy in this, say like a microwave, I would probably put small bolts all the way through to the base of the cabinet with nuts, and or you could put small L brackets underneath the bottom of the shelf into studs. Okay, so we're gonna pre-drill all of our holes up into the cabinet. And we're just gonna use screws just a hair shorter than the thickness of the shelf and the bottom of the cabinet. I'm gonna put quite a bit of these because it's only gonna be hanging from the bottom of these screws. And the last thing I want is this thing falling down. And we can go ahead and put our shelf pegs in. And then slide our shelf in. Alright guys, and that's it. That's how to make a little under cabinet shelf. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and click the bell so you can get all my new videos. Thanks for watching Johnny DIY. Keep on doing it yourself, guys. Take care.